Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? It is currently, let's see, 5:22 p.m. I just texted my husband right before I started, and I said, what time are you coming home? Because he's usually home by like 5 o'clock, but he went in to work a little bit late today. So I think he went in like an hour late today, so he's probably staying like an hour over. So he'll probably be home between like 6 and 6:30, and I'm trying to get everything done before he gets home so that we can eat dinner and watch the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion tonight. We didn't watch it last night because he went to bed really, really early and I took a nap, and so I was like, well, I guess we're not watching it tonight. So, which was totally fine because I, to be honest with you, just wanted to binge watch my shows last night anyway. And so when I got up from my nap, I watched The Bachelor, 1,000 Pound Sisters, and then like 8 episodes of Vanderpump Rules. And I felt very, very relaxed and just felt incredible last night. It just felt really, really good. And then I woke up today and actually got up earlier than my alarm because Boo Bradley was like jumping around the bed and he was wanting to go outside, so I got up to take him outside. And I kept on like feeling my forehead, and I was like, am I like getting sick? Like I felt like really hot, like just like flushed, right? And like took my temperature and stuff, and it was a little higher than normal, but not much. But I have just like not felt great today. I just I feel like I'm like getting a temperature, and I've had a really bad headache all day today. And so I don't know, I hope I'm not getting sick. I don't know if it's just that, you know, like all the emotional stuff that's been going on with me lately. But that's been like kind of like so ongoing that, I mean, I feel like I would have got sick a while ago if that was gonna happen. So I don't know, like nobody like from the birthday party is sick. Nobody, I mean, I haven't been around anybody since the birthday party. Caroline's not sick. Alex isn't sick. So I don't know where I would have got it, but I just, like, yeah, I don't feel great. My throat hurts a little bit. I actually was like, okay, I'm going to push through and film some videos today. So I filmed a drama video. I wanted to film it in the living room where I've been sitting next to the fireplace, but it was so dark today. It's actually, the temperature is not bad. The temperature is pretty nice. Like, I mean, I'm sitting out here without a coat and I'm completely comfortable. I had a coat on earlier when I took Boo Radley out, and I was like, it's almost kind of like, it's like too warm. It's not too warm for a coat, but I didn't need this big heavy coat that I had on. Let's see what the temperature is. It's 53 degrees outside in Indianapolis. Dense fog advisory. That's so weird that it says that, because I was just like, I just took Boo Radley out and fed him and stuff, and I was looking across the lake. Maybe if I decide to get up here in a second, I'll go show you guys, but there's like fog all over the lake over there. It's really, really pretty. So yeah, so I was like, I want to film a video in the bedroom, but people have been noticing that when I film videos in the bedroom, the camera bounces up and down. And the reason why is, so I keep my medicine case right next to my bed. So when I get up in the morning, like that's the first thing I do is take my medicine, and then like at night I take, you know, next to my bed and I take my medicine. And so I had first been putting the camera on top of the medicine, plastic medicine container. It's like one of those, you know, like AM, PM for 7 days a week, for putting on top of the medicine container on the back of the bed, like the headboard. And then people were noticing it, so I stopped doing that, and then I just put it on the edge of the bed, and it was still doing it. I think it's when I move on the bed and whatever, like the whole bed moves. And so back in the day, what I had done before, like this is a new camera that I just got recently, but before, my old camera, I would put it on the tripod, and then I would like shorten the front leg, and like I would pose the front leg on the headboard, and the two I would put behind it. It still fell today, like it was weird. But I think it's a little bit better. So I filmed a drama video in the bedroom about Jaclyn Hill, and then I filmed my reaction to the first episode of The Bachelor for my reality TV channel. And then I was going to film a Peterisms video, but I was like, I want to make sure that I get my vlog done before Alex comes home, at least. My vlog videos, I haven't been filming as much on my vlog videos lately, or my vlog videos, my Peterisms channel lately. And, you know, by the time that like I get settled and get ready to like make videos, it's already kind of like late in the day and stuff like that. And also I kind of go through this period like every morning, like, am I going to film videos today or am I not? And so today I was like, yeah, I feel like in a good space to make videos and stuff like that. And so by that point, it's been dark all day long. I wanted to film out here because it was so nice, but you can see I already have the light on up here. And so I've been trying to like pay attention. Like the bird came up yesterday and the bird was sleeping last night in the wreath, because when I came to take Boo Radley out, the bird like flew away. And then when I was standing in the kitchen making coffee, I noticed that the bird came back. And so I'm like, I can't keep the wreath up till March. Like I feel really bad for the bird, but I mean, I guess I could, you know, but like I want the bird to have like a safe place to sleep at. So if you didn't hear the story, there's a little bird that sleeps in the wreath. What's so funny about it is that I keep on referring to him as a he. I don't know why, but he didn't like make a nest. There's no nest in there or anything. He just like sleeps on the other side, like behind, like on the back side of the wreath. It's really, really cute. So my table is suffering though, because where I put like the suet out here on the table for him to eat, it like won't come off the table now. So I'll just scrub it here a little bit, but I don't really sit out here that much anymore because it just hasn't been that nice. It's been really, really cold, you know? So I got up today and I was like, okay, I'm in the mood to make videos, but like it was so dark downstairs. And then I don't love filming videos behind the computer because I think the lighting's kind of weird and stuff like that. I do it, you know, like on the vlog and stuff like that when I have to, but I don't love it. And so and I haven't set up my ring light in forever. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna film my vlog. Depending on when Alex gets home, oh wait, he texted me. I just saw the phone go up. What did he say? Oh no, it wasn't him. It was Nikki. What did Nikki say? Oh, she was just checking on me, see how I'm doing today. She's so sweet. So I was like, I want to make sure that I get the vlog done outside while it's still kind of light so you guys can see me, because it gets so dark, you know, early in the winter in Indiana. And then if Alex still isn't home after I get done vlogging, and then maybe I'll film a Peterisms video and stuff. I have these juices that I got at Trader Joe's to review, and I keep on forgetting about them. I saw them in the cabinet the other day, and then I reviewed some stuff from Cheesecake Factory. And then I have a couple videos for my Peter Does Stuff video that I want to do, and I have like a booktube. I have like 4 or 5 booktube videos that I've been wanting to do, but I'm just kind of resting this week and just filming what I want to film. And you know, like, it's weird, like if I film a video, like if I film this vlog, like when I get done with this vlog, like I'll know, like, okay, I'm done for the day, or like it just is, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like it'll come over me like, okay, like I'm like, it's time to put the camera away. It's like I'm done. I'm just gonna relax for the night. So I don't know. We'll see how I feel after I get done. You'll know if there's a Peterisms video up. I'm kind of feeling like I'm gonna lean towards like when I'm done vlogging, I'm done, you know, vlogging for the night. By the way, I just want to say that on my video yesterday, I mean, the amount of comments that, I mean, it was literally like almost all of the comments were so supportive, so encouraging of me. That video was a really hard video for me to make, to really open up about how I was feeling and things. And these are conversations that like having that on the vlog allowed me to even allow myself to feel it even deeper, to talk even deeper about it with people in my personal life. And so funny that Nikki texted me, because I texted her last night. She's known that I've been struggling and stuff, but I texted her last night because she watches the vlog every day, and I said, hey, I just wanted to let you know, like, when you watch my vlog tonight, like, I don't want you to, like, you know, panic and worry. Like, I'm doing okay, I'm struggling, but, like, you know, she's like, well, I know, like, I'm worried about you. And she was like, you know, I'm here for you, whatever. And Mel's reached out to me, Tanya, everybody, you know, that in my life is, like, so supportive and stuff. And everybody just gave me really, really, really great feedback. A couple things that I want to say. Like, one of them, I kind of don't really feel like it's my place to say, but I just want to say this. But I'll save that for the end. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to all of you out there for just the loving, compassionate. I mean, this is the part of YouTube that I never expected, right? To really have those kind of interactions with people. And when I'm going through something really tough, to just have people be so, like, magical, you know, and amazing. Like, it's just, those are 2 of my favorite words. You guys know that. And just, like, I don't know, I just felt so lifted up and reading the comments, and I read them all, and I really appreciate that. this is not the thing that I don't want to say, but I just want to say in there, you know, on all my videos, like, I pretty much kind of know the people that consistently leave comments on my videos. And, like, you know, there's always just kind of, like, a tone or things to, you know, like, how people leave comments and whatever. And I kind of just, over time, I kind of, like, get to know, like, let's just say if there's, like, somebody out there, like, they are very direct with their comments. Let's just say that, right? But, like, consistently over the last 2 years, they've been very direct with their comments. Like, I don't take that personally, like, because it'll be like 3 direct comments and then 1 comment that's like very soft or whatever. I'm like, oh, this is just kind of how this person is. This is how they speak, things like that, right? You know, as somebody that shifts between being very direct and being very soft, I get that too. I will say this, that there's always kind of like those people that, there's like a few, I would say like maybe 2 or 3, that I'm always kind of like watching that comment on like several channels and things like that, that I'm kind of like, their comments always kind of lean to the negative, and I'm like, I don't really know how to take this. Like, I don't know if this is just like how you are, the language that you speak, and whatever. I will say this, maybe just watch what you're saying, like, sometimes when you put it out there, because, like, maybe, it's just interesting to me sometimes, like, it's, you know, like, I read, like, you know, 200 comments that are really, like, supportive of, like, people. I think people really figured out very quickly that I was, like, that was not an easy conversation. And then, like, read 1 comment, and I'm like, it's just, like, so, like, off, like, all the other comments. I'm like, but it's very consistent with how that person speaks in comments. So I don't know if this is just how this person speaks, or, you know, I know it's somebody that, you know, it's like, it was a couple people, in all honesty. And because I knew that I was going to address it, I've, like, removed the 2 comments that, and not because I didn't block those people. They're people that have followed me for a long time, but I was just like, I'm going to mention this in the video, but I don't want people to go and seek them out and send them any hate. So I'm doing it out of protection for them. That's why I removed the comments. But I was just kind of like, I'm confused as to, like, why, like, if you think this is, say what you want to say. Like, I very rarely block and delete comments. I think you guys know that, right? I've said over here for a long time that I reserve the right to block and delete anybody at any time, but I rarely ever do that. I honestly, on this channel, I can't remember the last time that I did it. But I think maybe just, like, looking at how you speak to people sometimes, you know, especially when they're, like, literally sharing, like, a really hard time. So I just want to put that out there. Because I always kind of, like, there's always, like, 2 or 3 people that I'm watching, like, is this just, like, how somebody speaks, or are they really somebody that doesn't like me? Because I will block that person with quickness, you know, if there's somebody that's just, like, leaving, like, nasty comments. But I don't really get that very often anymore, you know? I think, so yeah, so I don't know. So anyway, I just wanted to say that, and then a couple of the other things that people talked about were, like, survivor's guilt and PTSD. Those are things that I've been addressing with my therapist for quite some time now. Those are 2 issues that we have really been working on. And actually, survivor's guilt as a part of PTSD and things like that, and really going in and educating me about what those terms mean and things like that. And then a couple people mentioned to me to reach out to the family and have a conversation with them. So I want to say this. I've never felt like that was my place, if you want to know the truth. I don't know if they want to hear from me. I don't know where they're at. I don't know if they've just chosen to continue to, like, live their lives, and they, you know, I don't know. So I don't know how I would feel in their shoes. And so I have always, this is something I worked out very early with my therapist, with my sponsor, was that if that day ever came that they reached out to me, I would be completely open to that conversation. But that's not my place to initiate that. So, because a lot of people were like, maybe, you know, whatever, like, you know, write them a letter, reach out to them. You know, somebody said write a letter, you know, without the intention of sending it, like the unsent letter. I love those exercises, but, like, that's always kind of been my thing on that. I don't, in recovery, you know, one of the things that we talk about is making, you know, amends to people, and one of the things we say in there is, unless to do so would injure them or others. And that means that, like, you don't like call up an ex and let them know how great you're doing in your life and take responsibility for a past relationship if they are now like married and have kids and are living their happy life. Like, if you come to them and have that conversation with them, is it going to bring up things for them that are going to make it harder for them, right? Like, what are your, what's your intentions? Are they selfish? If anybody wants to reach out to me, not just them, but anybody wants to reach out to me, I would have that conversation. That's not my place to initiate that. I just, out of sensitivity for them, like, if they never want to hear from me or talk to me and mention my name again, I completely understand that. If at some point they want to have a conversation with me, I would be more than willing to do that. So I just, but I don't feel like that's my place to initiate that whatsoever. So yeah, so I just wanted to say that because a lot of people are like kind of mentioning that, whatever. I think that's something that we see in like movies a lot, and I think that I've heard situations where that's happened, with whatever the situation is. And it works out great. I've also had friends of mine that have been on the other end and, have had traumatic experiences where they've lost people, and they really don't want to ever, like, they don't need that closure. They don't need to talk to that person. They just, they don't. And it is what it is, and that's not their responsibility whatsoever, to ever feel like they, I don't know, like, I was asked that early on. I think my sponsor asked me that. I actually talked to my sponsor for a long time last night, like an hour and a half. We had such a great conversation about just all of this. She's like, I'm grabbing you up this week and you're going to come over here to my house. We're going to just sit down and we're going to just talk about some stuff. And I think, like, being able to talk about it on YouTube, I think this is going to sound so strange, but being able to talk about it on YouTube has really, like, opened this door for me to be able to talk about things off of YouTube in a way that I wasn't able to before. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but, like, I've been kind of, like, able to let down my shield a little bit and just be more real with myself and things. Alex and I had a very long talk last night before he went to bed, and just about how I was feeling about stuff and me struggling, whatever. I mean, he knew, but I was, like, specifically telling him some things. A lot of things I didn't even share on camera, but I just want to thank you guys so much for being there to listen to me. I don't really know that I can explain really what, like, sharing on a camera did, but it, like, opened a door that I didn't really know that I to be honest with you, it's so weird because, like, when I got in the video the other day to talk about what I was I don't even remember what I was talking about in that video, but whatever I was talking about, Jenna Marbles, Julian, I can never pronounce his last name. I love him, by the way, though. Julian Salmonita, is that what his name is? That he was talking about YouTubers leaving YouTube. I guess I kind of misunderstood a little bit of what he was saying in that video. Some people were kind of, like, educating me in the comment section. I really appreciate it, but I think it's a good conversation to have anyway. And so when I sat down to make that video, like, I thought I would kind of, like, briefly reference, like, time that I had taken off, for, like, healing and whatever, self-care, but, like, I didn't think that I would go into the depth that I did. And then when I did that, and then I, like, sat down and I started vlogging, like, it carried right over into my vlog, and, like, in a way that, like, I needed to talk about it, and I didn't even know that I needed to talk about it. And then that night, like, when I think I may have mentioned this yesterday, but when I closed up my iPad, I just, like, started crying for no reason. It was kind of like this faucet was turned, not on tears, which I think we know that it's easy for me to cry, but this faucet was turned for my emotions, and it was like all of a sudden, like, all these emotions have just started coming out, And I will say this, I saved this. I didn't, hold on a second, somebody texted me. Who texted me? Oh, Alex just texted me and said, coming home now. I'm actually going to have to go inside in a second and start uploading these videos. So I'm going to take a break, and then I will come back. But I just want to say this. I'll finish this piece. But Koei posted this on Facebook, and this was so helpful to me, what he said. Hold on a second. I'll check my whole stuff. He put, you are not lazy, unmotivated, or stuck. After years of living your life in survival mode, you are exhausted. There is a difference. And I have to tell you, and when I saw this was not on the Vloggerinos group. This was on Koei's Facebook. And when I saw that, so Koei, I just want to say I'm so thankful for you. He actually, it was so interesting because he just messaged me the other day. But I was... so grateful when I saw that, you know. I'm not a big meme person or whatever. Like, when people send them to me, I'll read them and whatever. But, you know, like, when I saw that, I was like, I don't know that I necessarily define myself as a survivor, you know. I think, I mean, I by definition, I am, I guess. But, like, not in the terms of, like, I'm a strong survivor. Like, I don't feel that way at all. I feel like I lived through a really horrible experience. But if I had to use one word to explain how I have felt lately, I think exhausted is a perfect word. And, you know, maybe that's why I'm feeling sick, just because my body's run down or whatever, you know? But, like, today, filming videos and talking about Jaclyn Hill and talking about The Bachelor, now sitting out here talking to you guys, like, this is so cathartic for me. Like, it really is. And so, you know, I don't know. We'll have to see, take it day by day and see how I feel and stuff like that. But... it was really helpful. I don't think you guys have any idea, just like by sitting down and talking on camera. Like, I don't even know what happened. Like, I talked in that video, I talked in the vlog, I cried that night, didn't even really know what from. I was telling Alex about it last night. I was like, I couldn't even really pinpoint the emotion. And then last night, I shared this, like, extensive vlog talking about it. And when I got done with that vlog, it was, like, so helpful. And then I talked to my sponsor at length about it. I talked to Alex first, and I talked to my sponsor about it. And, you know, it's just... I said I didn't know how to step into this new life, right? And, like, it's weird that by talking about it on video, that's been part of what's helped me step into this new life. Like, I really, I don't know. It's bizarre that it came, you know, from that. But I'm grateful for it. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for listening. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Okay, I'm going to go inside, and I'm going to... where am I at on time, just so I can remember? Okay, I'm going to go inside. I'm right about the 20-minute mark. I think 21 minutes. I'm going to go inside, and I'm going to start uploading these videos that we're rendering, and text Alex back, and then I will come back out here and finish the vlog. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I'm back. I was literally inside for like 10 minutes. I started uploading my videos, so they're getting uploaded. My drama video and my... reality TV channel video of The Bachelor today. And then Boo Radley wasn't, he's like being so finicky about his food again. He wasn't really liking his food, and so I gave him a different kind of food. The plates are side by side, and he was eating that. And then I came out here, and it had like gotten darker than it already was, or it was before, obviously. I mean, that's kind of the idea of night, right? But it was getting, that sounds so stupid, but it was getting darker. And then I like, when I sat down in the chair, I was like, oh my God, like the fog has like come all the way up over here. It's like, it's not super foggy yet. But it kind of reminds me of that movie back in the day. I liked both of them, but I liked the original more. Of the what was it called? The Fog. Did you guys ever see that movie? Did you ever see The Mist? The Stephen King movie? Oh my God, that movie was good. I actually listened to that book on... no, it wasn't the book. It was the, like... actor adaptation of The Mist by Stephen King, and then they turned it into a movie after that. And I can remember listening to that back in the day. I think it was like on cassette tape that I listened to that or something. Anyway, made some coffee. Well, this was before I started vlogging. I made this blueberry coffee that I think Joanne sent me like a long time ago. It's still fantastic. Hasn't expired. Still good. But anyway, so yeah, so... actually, I was thinking about this when I was like inside. Somebody, because I was gonna like, I was thinking about like, what should I title this video? I was gonna call it like "Moving On" or something, that, you know. And I feel like it was like on this channel, but I don't know what channel it was on. It might have been on my drama channel when I talked about it. I said something about like moving on and then moving through the pain and something like that. And somebody asked me the difference between moving on and moving through, and I feel like I've talked about this quite a bit, but so I say the terms interchangeably because I think in society we use the words moving on just all the time. Like when people pass, it's like, you know, it's time to move on, and people say that. I don't love that term. I say it just because it's like, I forget sometimes, you know, but I don't love that term. And the reason why is because when my mom passed away, after she passed away, I was really struggling, you know, and I was numb and I didn't really know how to feel. And I reached out to a friend of mine who had lost her son, and I said something to her, and she's about, you know, people are telling me I need to move on. Like, I don't know what that means. I don't know how to do that. And she said, no. And I know I've shared this in a lot of vlogs and probably a lot of Peterism's videos as well. But she said, no, we don't ever move on. We move through the pain, but we forever carry the memories of them with us, you know? And I love that definition, you know, that we don't ever really, we don't move on. Like, I think moving on indicates that we're just kind of like jumping over what happened. Like, we're ignoring the feelings, the emotions, everything that goes along with whatever event occurred in our life, whether it was a tragic event, whether it was losing somebody, whether it was, I mean, I think things as simple as like graduating from high school, graduating from college, leaving home, moving to another town, starting a new job, you know, leaving one relationship, getting in another relationship. I think all of those things, you know, are like, you know, I think especially relationships, sometimes it's like when you like leave a romantic relationship, especially, you know, friendships I think are even harder, you know, to leave friendships. But it's like, you know, people say you need to move on, you need to move on. It's like, how do you do that? I think for me, especially in romantic relationships, which thankfully most of my serious romantic relationships have ended in a civil manner, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And so but you know, like, I keep on thinking Alex is going to be coming down the street. And I'm grateful for that. You know, I'm not necessarily friends with those people today. I haven't even, you know, talked to them in years. But if I saw them, it would be like, hey, it's good to see you. You know, it wouldn't be anything. Like, I wish them the best. I think one of the things that helped me with that, my neighbor's coming out to get her mail. I think one of the things that would be, what helped me with that was, I don't even know where I came up with this, if somebody told me to do this, or I don't know where it came from. But the idea of like holding on to the good memories that occurred. Hey! I never get to see you anymore. I know, but it's warming up.
I know, I'll be out here soon.
Before you know it, you'll be planting your bulbs.
Well, no, my bulbs have already been planted.
Oh, they are already planted. You know, it starts next month, don't you? Survivor.
Yeah, I know.
So we'll have to talk about that.
Yep.
This is the longest we've talked in weeks.
I see the lights on in your kitchen.
Yeah, Boo's eating in there.
And your garage door is open.
Yeah, because Alex is coming home.
Oh, you got it all set up?
I got it all set up.
Aren't you nice?
I know.
Yeah. Such
It was good seeing you, sweetie.
all right, we'll see you later.
You know, it's so funny because, like, everything closes up here in the winter, and so, like, I never see my neighbors very much. My neighbor in the corner, I saw her the other day when she was coming home, and I was like, I never see you very much. We were talking about, like, TV shows and stuff. Here, actually, comes Alex right now. I like to open the garage door for him so then he can just, like, pull right in. I texted him, I was like, took Boo out, he pooped, fed him. And that way Alex can just come in and he can just relax and stuff like that, you know? So anyway, but everybody, like, the winter, it like closes up, you know, and like nobody is like walking. I mean, there's still people that walk, but it's not as many. And a lot of people in the neighborhood like go to their winter homes and things like that, you know. And so it's weird because like in the summer it's real active. So my neighbor, she was coming out to get her mail. My neighbor on the corner that I'm real close with, that I went to the pool with a lot last summer. And so I was out here walking Boo Radley, and I like caught her, and I was like, hey, we haven't talked in forever. And she's like, I know. And she's like, we still need to get together with Tanya and Caroline, because she knows Tanya and Caroline from the pool and stuff. And I was like, I know, we keep on saying we're going to go have lunch and stuff. And I was like, what shows are you watching? So we were talking about shows for a second, but it was so cold that night that she was like, I gotta go in, or she said something like that. She was like, I could tell she wanted to get inside. She was like so cold. So anyway, I think like one of the things that helped me the most in like past romantic relationships, really my last romantic relationship before Alex, I don't know if somebody said this to me or if it just was a thought I had, or I don't know, but like, and looking back on it, I can remember Like, there were a lot of really good times. And I didn't want to downplay the good times that we had, because that was a lot of my life, you know, like trips we took, experiences that we had, dinners that we had, going to the casino together, hanging out with our friends, his friends, you know, from where he was from, and Tanya and everybody. I didn't want to diminish those experiences because it ended on a bad note. Like, I don't love when people say, like, our marriage failed. Like, I don't love that. I probably said that at some point in my life, like, this relationship failed, but I don't love that because I don't necessarily believe that those are appropriate terms to use to that, you know, because I don't necessarily think that relationships fail. I think that both, unless you're talking about abusive situations, I think that both people have a part in what's going on. And, you know, I mean, I have known a lot of couples where one wants to go to couples counseling and the other one refuses. So, like, I mean, do I think that that's 50-50? No, I don't think any relationship's 50-50, you know? I think relationships are 80-20, 90-10, 40-60, you know, whatever. I think, depending on the day, sometimes, you know? But I've had, like, a lot of friends of mine, like, you know, a lot of my girlfriends will get out of relationships and they'll say none of it was true. Like, he never loved me. And I'm like, that's not true. Like, you know, like, and I'm like, again, I want to reiterate, I'm not talking about, like, severely abusive situations. You know, I'm talking about just run-of-the-mill breakups where you go your separate ways, and they're like, he never loved me, it was never true, nothing was ever real. And I'm like, that's not true. Like, you guys had a lot of, like, I experienced a lot of really good moments with you guys. Like, you guys, there was a moment that you were in love. There was a moment that you guys were so healthy and you were so happy together. Don't take away from that. Like, those were years of your life, or months of your life, or weeks of your life. Don't diminish that by saying none of it was real because it ended, you know? You know, we have lots of endings in our lives, but that doesn't mean that the time that we spent in that space, you know, whether it was an apartment that we ended up moving out of, or college, or, you know, high school, or relationships with people, or whatever, that didn't mean anything. That's just not true, you know? It just isn't true. And so I've always tried to have that attitude. Doesn't mean that I want to go back there and be with those people, even with, like, friendships. Like, I've had to have some friendships that, you know, I've just had to let go. They weren't healthy, you know, for either one of us. And I just had to say enough is enough, like, you know, or they've had to say enough is enough, and we just had to go our separate ways. We don't hate each other. We're civil to each other when we see each other, but we weren't healthy. It wasn't healthy friendships, you know what I mean? And, you know, I've had some people in my life, like, I mean, I'm really talking years ago, because for really the last 5-10 years, I've pretty much had the same, you know, group of friends. And really my newest friend is Valerie, and I've known her for, like, I mean, like 7 years now. 7 or 8 years now I've known Valerie. So, I mean, and she's like my newest friendship, you know, so, you know, and she knows everything about me, and I know everything about her and stuff like that. And hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Good. I feel like I'm seeing everybody today because I'm sitting out here on the front porch and it's a little bit warmer. It's like everybody comes out. But, you know, like, I don't have lots of friends. I'm okay with that. Like, you know, I don't need tons of friends. I'm grateful for the friends that I have, you know. But, like, I've had friends of mine in my life where they hurt me on a level so deep that I have one friend of mine that really, really hurt me and never really, like, just was done, like, one day, and never really explained it, and I knew I hadn't done anything wrong. And I've referenced this a little bit in some of my vlogs, but, like, it was a good couple years before, like, and was still interacting with a lot of my friends, right? And I would ask my friends, like, what happened? And they would be like, I have no clue. And finally, when we worked it out and sat down and talked, you know, they were like, it really wasn't anything that you did. It was where I was at in my head at that time, and blah, 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 whatever. And it really never made any sense to me. And then when I started doing a lot of work on myself, and then, you know, I would see them here and see them there and whatever, and just be like, hey, how are you? It's good to see you and whatever. But then, like, spending, like, some, like, quality time with them, I'll remember well, it's probably two or three conversations. I don't see them very often anymore. But when I do, because we still have mutual friends, like, it was a couple years ago, and they're like, do you have anything else you want to ask me? And I can remember at that point, like, I was, like, so peaceful, and this was probably 3 or 4 years ago, so peaceful and so serene in my life, and I've done so much work, like, in therapy and in you know, inventory and stuff. Like, I just was like, I'd done so much in inventory to realize that I didn't really have any part in how that relationship ended, but I also didn't really have any interest in continuing to, you know, just beat a dead horse on trying to make it work, and just, we were different people, you know, and I was like, I can remember, you know, being like, no, I don't have any questions, you know. She was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure. Like, I don't have any questions. She's like, so we're good? And I'm like, yeah, we're good. And we are. Like, when I see her, like, you know, I'm like, hey, it's good to see you and stuff like that, you know. We sit and talk and laugh and talk about old times. I don't allow myself to go there anymore. I don't allow myself to pick up the phone and call every day and whatever, because I know what I'm going to get. I've learned, you know, I gave a lot of chances to that relationship, and it was really hurtful. And I'm sure people have done that with me as well, you know. And I think we learn and we grow and we change, and, you know, maybe down the road, that friendship will be another friendship that, you know, I've only had like probably 2 or maybe 3, but I can only think of 2 friendships where I've had to just completely cut ties. And one of them was literally like 20 years we didn't talk to each other. I mean, we were friends when I was like, before I got sober, and then 20 years went by and we just connected like 10 years ago again. And we very rarely talk, but like, we're on good terms, you know. And it's because she lives someplace completely different from me, and our lives are so completely different, but we're good. Like, I don't hold any resentment towards her, and that's like, I think I just don't want to have any resentment or anger in my life, you know. And so that's for me to work that stuff out. But that also doesn't mean like, you know, it's like the Lauren Conrad in The Hills, you know, when Elsie says to Heidi, you know, Montauk, you know, and she says, can you forgive me? And Elsie looks at her and says, I can forgive you, but now I want to forget you. I don't know that I necessarily want to forget people. I can forgive them, but I don't need to have them in my life, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I can forgive people, and I can realize that we had some really good times together, but I don't need to keep up with you on the daily. You know, the people that I keep up with on the daily, and it's very few people. Actually, I said Valerie was like, Mel and Nikki are probably my newest friends that I've just met in the last, you know, Mel and I are going on like, what, 5 years, 6 years of the book club. 5 years, I think. So Mel and I have known each other 5 years, and Nikki and I like 2 years, something like that. So maybe a little bit longer than that. But like, those were friendships that like developed very deeply, very quickly, you know, and I'm grateful for that. I mean, I always say the best thing that ever came out of the book club was my friendships with Mel and Nikki. I mean, period, end of story. I mean, like, yeah, I'm so incredibly grateful for it. I mean, Mel is, I mean, if you guys had any clue, like, when everything with the accident happened and I'm in the hospital, and, you know, like, Mel was behind the scenes, like, talking to Alex and talking to Tanya and, like, coordinating this and, like, you know, letting people know what was going on with me, and I'm so incredibly grateful for, I mean, I was, you know, I was so incredibly grateful for that, and just checking in all the time, and, you know, they're 2 of the dearest friends that I've ever had, you know, and I'm so grateful for those friendships. And like I said, I don't have a lot of people in my life today, and I hope that the people that are in my life today will be people that are in my life for the rest of my life. I hope that, you know. I feel like I'm at the point in my life now where my friendships are lifetime friendships. They're not season or reason life friendships, you know. I feel like in my heart, I feel like the people that are in my life today will be there for the rest of my life. Like, I don't see any reason for those friendships going any other way, and I'm grateful for that. Yeah, but I also don't want to, like, look back on relationships and just always focus on the negative. I think in my youth, I had a tendency to do that, especially, like, in my 20s, even after I was sober, you know, to be, like, so devastated or hurt by lost friendships. And I can remember when I got sober, and a lot of my friendships that I had before I got sober, like, the endings of those, thinking to myself, like, well, were they never real? Because the reality was, like, we used a lot together, and, like, a lot of people will say, well, those are just using relationships. Well, they were and they weren't. Like, I had a few friendships, like 2 or 3, that were really meaningful friendships. Yes, we drank a lot together, we used a lot together, but they were really meaningful friendships, and I'm very grateful for those friendships, you know? One of my friends from back in the day before I got sober was one of the people that came to visit me in treatment, one of the 2 guys that came to visit me in treatment, and we literally talked probably, I don't know, 5 years ago, something like that. We haven't really talked since, but it was like picking up the phone. It was like no time had gone by, and we were just catching up on what was going on, and his life had completely changed, and he had stopped drinking and using too, and got very healthy, and bought a house, and had, like, got his master's degree and all. I mean, I didn't know anything about this, you know. It was like no time had gone by, and it was so fantastic talking to him, and but again, like, I mean, that dissolution of that friendship didn't occur because we hated each other or anything wrong had happened. We're just at 2 different places in our life, you know, and that that time of our friendship was over, you know, I think. And I respect that, but I'm also grateful for that friendship. You know, I learned a lot through that friendship. He was very supportive of me, and yeah, I'm really grateful for that friendship. My mom loved him too. So there's been a couple friendships like that. I just don't want to end things with people and look back on them with like negativity, you know? Like I know a lot of people that have done that or do that in my life with exes or with friends, and I've done that too, and I just don't want to be in that space today because I can like, you know, just like ruminate on it and like spiral and whatever, and it's just like, you know what, we had great times. That's not where we're at today. People change, I change, they've changed, you know? Maybe down the road we'll pick it back up again, but right now it's not where it's at, you know, and I'm okay with that, you know. So listen, I think I'm gonna get off here now. I took my glasses inside and then left them inside, so I don't know where I'm at. I think I'm almost at the 20-minute mark, so probably it's gonna be about a little shorter than 40 minutes tonight, but it's like dark out here. So I'm gonna get off here now and go hang out with Alex and Lil Boo Radley, and we're gonna probably watch Salt Lake City tonight, and then I'm gonna catch up on Vanderpump Rules, of course. And then I keep on thinking today's Tuesday because tomorrow I'm doing Cousin Fun Day. I had to move my therapy session because tomorrow was the only day that Caroline could do. And so Caroline's picking me up tomorrow at 1, and we're gonna run around. So I don't know, depending on when I get home, I'm not gonna push myself. So I just want you to know that. And Friday I have a doctor's appointment in the afternoon, and I have to take an Uber to that. And it's just like my annual doctor's appointment, but just my regular doctor, so it's nothing serious. It's just a regular, you know, 6-month checkup. So nothing like serious. I don't want anybody to worry when I say I'm going to the doctor. People will be like, "Are you okay?" Like, yeah, it's just my regular checkup. But I don't know what tomorrow and Friday will look like as far as filming. I may film. I mean, if I get home early tomorrow from Caroline's, I may do like a haul from what I bought. I'm trying. Okay, now I have said this every week since January started, but next week. I know I should just say tomorrow, but we're going to brunch tomorrow. So next week, I'm really going to try to start eating healthy. So I'm not trying to buy any dips. What are you doing? He's talking on the phone, taking Boo Radley out. I'm not going to be trying to buy any dips. I might buy some chips. Some of those sweet potato chips to get me through the weekend. I know this thing is so out of focus right now. I know. But I might buy some chips to get me through the weekend. But then, starting on Monday... I counted down the days to Miami. I think I have like, I don't know how many weeks, but like enough, like 10 or 12 weeks or something like that. I'm like, okay, that's enough to lose like 15 or 20 pounds and get below 200 pounds by the time I go to Miami, which has been my goal forever. So next week, it's supposed to be a little bit warmer next week. It's supposed to be between like the 30s and the 50s. So I'm gonna try to get out and walk and things like that. So I don't know how the next 2 days are gonna go, honestly, with filming videos. If I get home late tomorrow, I might not film anything, or I might film 3 or 4 videos, depending on how it goes. So I'll let you guys know if I'm not gonna film a vlog. And then Friday will be the same thing, because it's just gonna depend on, you know, what time I get up and what time I get back from the doctor's appointment. And sometimes it's very quick. Sometimes, you know, it's like the wait is long and things like that, and depending on the Ubers and all that kind of stuff. So tomorrow and Friday will be I'm just going to kind of play it by ear, just so you guys know. Don't worry about me. I'm doing okay. I feel a lot better today after being able to like get it out and talk about it online and with you guys and in videos and with, you know, everybody. And so I'm feeling much better. Well, not physically. I feel like I'm like kind of exhausted and sick, but like I feel emotionally, I feel like I'm starting to heal a little bit more than I was. So I'm so grateful for you guys listening to me. But yeah, just the next couple days I'm gonna play it by ear as far as like, you know, posting and stuff like that, and I'll let you guys know. Like I said that in my video yesterday. So get off here. Let's do my regular outro tonight. All right. So I hope that you guys, because I miss it. I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing. It feels like Tuesday to me because tomorrow I'm going to Cousin Fun Day, and that's usually Wednesday. So Caroline just messed up this whole week. Anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Wednesday. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Like I always say, you might be putting a smile on their face, you might be cheering them up, you might be making their day, you might be making them happier than they already are. You don't know, you know? Or you might be the only call that they get today, you know? You might be giving them hope that they can make new friends, you know? You might be like, oh wow, I haven't heard from that person in a while. I always love that when I get a message from somebody that I haven't heard from in a while. So reach out to somebody that you haven't talked to in a while and just say, hey, I was thinking of you today, you know? And I'll do it too. And also, be kinder to one another, love one another a little bit more, and most importantly, be kinder to yourself and love yourself a little bit more. Because if you're kinder to yourself, you'll be kinder to others more. And if you love yourself more, then you will love. If you're kinder to yourself more, then you will be kinder to others. You'll be kinder to others more as well. And if you love yourself more, then you will love others more as well. I don't think I said that right today. It doesn't matter. Anyway, and just in case you want to know, no, I'm not going to film a Peterisms video. This is where it stops today. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next vlog, which might be tomorrow or the next day or the next day. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you then. Bye. Love you. Oh, and for those that just happen to stick around, those that need to hear it, those that want to hear it, those that need to want to hear it, those that want to need to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, and those that could care less. One more, I love you. I love you guys. Woo! Auto-tune that, please. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.